Hello my makeup loving friends. I had a lovely subscriber slash viewer comment on one of my videos saying it would be a good idea to revisit my bottom 5 top 5 palettes. So that is what I'm doing today. I am using palettes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of my bottom palettes. So if that's something you're interested in, keep watching. I had ranked Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics as number 5 when I was ranking my top 5, bottom 5 eyeshadow palettes, and I figured it would be fun to kind of go through my top 5, bottom 5 eyeshadows again and just see how I feel about them. So the first one we're doing is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. Long title for an eyeshadow, but there you go. I am using my Sigma Domed Utility E34 brush and I'm going into the shade Lockout. So I'm just kind of putting Lockout on the edge here. I'm going into the shade Commando, again with the E34. I should have had a mirror, but there you go. I'm kind of putting that on top of that, using the E34 again. I'm going to use my E33, so it's my Detail Diffuse Crease, and I'm going to go into the shade Extra Bitter. Ooh, why not? And I'm going to just pack it here. I'm now going to use my E55 eye shading brush and I'm going to go into the shade Slow, which is essentially the lightest possible shade in the palette. I'm going to pack that on, so let's see how this goes. I am using the Tapered Blending, the E35, and I'm going into the shade Lethal. I love that there's a black in here as well. It's like, can we really have a palette without a black? No, we can't. And I'm just going to pack it on the outer corner of the eye. I'm going to use, this. I'm going to use the Sigma E15 Flat Definer brush and I'm going to go into that shade Lethal again. And I'm going to just put it along where the lash line is on the top of the lid. E27 Detail Blending brush. To just kind of do this. Right, so that is essentially, that is it. I think it looks fairly nice, you know, really appropriate for work. I'm going to finish the rest of my face and we'll come back in a little bit, okay? This is the final makeup look once I've put everything together, so I'll just let you have a look. These are the eyes. Take off the glasses so you can see it a bit better. I think it comes together pretty well. So if you want to keep watching for look number 2 using palette number 4, keep on watching. We are now on to the palette that I had ranked as number 4 in my bottom 5 eyeshadow palettes, and it's the Too Faced Love palette. I don't even think they make this anymore, but look, let's see how this goes. So I've already primed my eyelids as per usual, so let's just get into it. All of these shadows are shimmers, so it makes it a little bit more tricky to do things with them, but let's give it a go and just see how we get on. I am using a Morphe brush. Again, it's part of a pack, so there was no code or anything along with it. And I'm going into the shade Romance. let's see how this goes. And I'm just gonna pack it here. I'm going to use this Morphe brush, so it's sort of like a shading brush, but again, no code on it to say exactly what it is. I'm going into the shade Sweetie Pie. I may need to wet this a little bit to really get the pigment. Yeah, I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna use my setting spray just to see if that'll make some sort of a difference. Hopefully. There we go. That'll do. And I'm going into the shade Smitten. And it's funny because all the pans are kind of like different shapes and stuff, so it's a little bit unusual. I think I'm getting a little bit more payoff when I'm using the setting spray, so I'm just putting it into the edge of the eye, into the corner. I don't really think I'm getting much payoff from it though. Maybe it's just me being mad, but like I feel like I'm not getting a lot out of that. Yeah, there isn't a lot of pigment in that one. I'm going to take a Morphe, oh no, sorry, it's not a Morphe. It's a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush. I was like, why is it that it looks like something I would enjoy? Because it's Sigma. And I'm going to go into the shade Obsessed. Sorry, like the shade names aren't written on the shadows themselves, they're on the very back of the palette, so I'm having to flip the palette upside down to actually see what it is that I'm using, which does slightly annoy me. I'm just going to pack that there, tapping it. Good amount of pigment. Right, and I'm taking another Morphe brush. Again, no code on it, so I don't know what it is. And I'm going into the shade Passion. Again, it's another sort of a shimmery thing. And I'm gonna pack it here. Oh, it's much darker than I thought it was going to be. And I'm just gonna try and blend it a little bit. No, I think that's it. So I'm going to finish off the rest of my look, put on lashes, etc. And we will meet back here to discuss the rest of this. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi friends, I am back. I've finished the rest of my makeup. So, you know, lashes, etc. And I will zoom you in now so you can have a little look at the eyes. I'm hoping you can see that fairly okay. I think it works. Like, you know, I think it looks okay. Just trying to fix my fringe because it's going all over the place. But I think that looks okay. The palette itself is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't spark inspiration for me, so that's why I had ranked it so low. But if you want to see looks 3, 2 and 1, keep on watching. I'll see you in a bit. We are now on to palette number 3. It is the Urban Decay Distortion palette, so we'll just head straight into it. It's funny because this palette is basically all shimmers, bar I think there's like one matte and that is a black, so this is gonna be an interesting sort of look. I'm going into the shade 5.0, which is like a blue shade. because, you know, why not? I'm going into the shade Space, again using my E34 domed utility brush. And I don't think I said that before, but like, look, it's first thing in the morning, I'm tired. We're not really 100% there, you know? The fact that I've managed to shimmy myself into another room and get this together is frankly a miracle. I'm now, believe it or not, going to the shade Blackout, again with the E34, so let's do this. Let's do this. Oh god, what am I doing? This is terrible, this is going to be awful. No, happy thoughts, Teresa, happy thoughts. Yeah, I'm going to go in with the E44 firm blending brush, and I'm going to go back into 5.0, which is that blue. I'm going to put it on top of that black. Just going to pack it on, pack. You know how I am. And just blending, always blending. I'm going back into the shade of Blackout, just I want to deepen things ever so slightly. I'm just packing it there and then just blending again. I mean, that looks a bit manic, but these were the options I had. I mean, you know, actually I could have come up with something different, but this was what I felt like, if I'm completely honest. So, you know, I can't blame it on the palette. Teresa, don't blame it on the palette. This is you, and you wanted to be a bit extra today. So that's what I'm doing. I am now, let me see, what is it that I want to do? Yeah, this is what I want to do. I am going to take some NYX eyeshadow base. There really isn't much left. Whoa. Oh, that pleases me. Sorry, I'm like, yes. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of a halo eye. Why not? Let's be fancy. I'm just, oh, by the way, I'm using like a Morphe brush that came in a set, so there's no name as to what it is, but it's like a really flat sort of almost like a packing brush, so perfect for that. And now I'm just gonna just tap it there with the finger to try and blend it ever so slightly. So that looks fine. I mean, like I said, you're never going to get pure perfection here, and I'm sorry if that's what you're here for. You know, makeup is fun. You shouldn't have to make yourself all tied up in knots about trying to make it look perfect, you know. For me, and I think I've said this several times, it's just about a bit of self-expression and creativity. It's using your face as sort of like a little bit of a canvas. I think that's fun, you know. I am taking an Urban Decay shadow brush. That's just what it's called. And I'm going into the shade Hot Box, which is looks like a mossy green. So we'll see what it actually looks like on the eye. We will see. And I'm just gonna pop it in there. It's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. But I'm like, Tracy, you literally just said it's a mossy green, so why are you surprised? So it doesn't really work very well as a halo eye, that's my own fault. But there is a sort of a topper shade in there that I can kind of pick up. But look at that pigment, it's very good, like. Sorry, I keep putting my mirrors in strange places. I'm still getting used to where things are. So I'm gonna take it with my finger actually. My gross blistered finger. And I'm going into the shade Shifty, which seems to have this, it's like a minty green. And I'm going to pop that on top of where I put that sort of a mossy green. Oh yeah. Gives you a totally different feel, doesn't it? Yeah, that's nice. I mean, like I said, you won't learn anything wild or fascinating here. I am taking a clean Morphe brush, but I've no idea what it is. Oh wait, do I? No, I do! It's the M35. There we go, because it didn't come as part of the set. I'm going back into the shade 5.0, and I'm just gonna pat it near where the greens are, you know, that Shifty and Hotbox. I remember the names. And I'm just gonna put them there, and then I'm gonna blend them like that, you know, just swishy swishy. So I am gonna finish the rest of my face, and I'll come back in a little bit and we'll see the whole look together. I'm back and I have finished the rest of my makeup. I think it all came together pretty nicely. I'm gonna let you have a little look as to what the eyes actually look like. So I think they came together quite nicely. They're quite mermaidy, I think. You know, with the little halo look, the blue and the green. I think it looks quite nice. I think I might have been a little bit harsh on this palette. It worked really, really well. I think my only qualm, that is the word, is that it's predominantly like shimmer topper sort of colours, and the only matte in there is the black, but it does still seem to work. It seems to be a really good palette for if you want to do a halo eye, which is super specific, I know, but I like a halo eye. So yeah, I think I was a bit mean, a bit unnecessarily mean, and it's better than I remembered it being. We are now on to palette number 2, which is the Huda Neon Obsessions in green. So if I'm honest, I was meant to film this a while ago, but I kept putting it off because I really don't like using this palette. But let's just head straight into it. So I am going into the first shade here. There's no name for it, so let's just go with it. Also, I apologise for my voice. I have tonsillitis, so I sound a little bit odd. You know, bear with me. And I'm also trying to make sure that I'm still staying on the monitor, because I did a video there the other day where it annoyed me that I was actually off camera for a joke. So, sorry. You see, it isn't wildly pigmented. Now I am going in with, by the way, the same brush that I was using, which is this Morphe brush. Again, no code as to what it was, came as part of the set. And I'm going into this shade here. Again, don't have a name on it. Sorry. I didn't come up with a palette. It's really hard to get any sort of pigment off of it. It just comes off as very, very light, which may be just the nature of the shades or the colours that was chosen, but it's a bit irksome to me, but it does come with a mirror, so there's that, if you value that in a palette. And I'm going to go back into that colour there, again using the same brush to just try and soften things up a little bit. I think one of the things that annoys me about this palette is there's not that many mattes, so there's only so much I can kind of do with it. I am taking the Morphe M535 brush, which I just cleaned last night. I cleaned all my brushes last night, so it looks pretty good. And I'm going in, we'll see how this goes, with this shade here. Again, like, I mean, 6 out of 9 of the shades here are like shimmers, so or like foils. I even think like this would pick it up. It's just, of course, it's detaching things everywhere. Ugh. And the shade keeps sealing. It's so weird. Does it even? No, it literally doesn't pick anything up. It's really annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something a bit different because I like doing a darker colour on the outside. So I'm just gonna have to go in with this matte because that's the only other one. Everything else apparently will not pick up. Oh, I do not like this palette at all. At all. Bad palette. Although, does anyone else have this? And if so, how do you find it? What do you do with it? Because this is my own fault. I made this purchasing decision. I knew there were shimmers, etc. in it, but sometimes I use shimmers on the outer eye. Like in my palette bingo, I had a shimmer on the outer eye from Sydney Grace, and it was perfect. It was great. Oh my gosh, I barely get it to go on the lid. It's so bad. And like I said, I mean, I'm not obviously a makeup artist, or I'm not a professional at this, so this is just, you know, your average layperson trying to figure out how to use these. And I think that that's the point of the palette. It should be able to be used by anyone. It shouldn't be that you need a specific formula or this or that. And I did use concealer on my eyes, so these were like crown lids. I am digging in there to try and get some pigment, and it's just not really coming off. It's very difficult to get anything off down there. I mean, I was really twirling that brush in there. Okay, so I have an Urban Decay shadow brush, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go into, what shade? So many options. I'm going to go into this shade here, and I'm going to pick that up if it'll let me. And in order to try and get it to work best, I'm going to use a setting spray as well. Out she comes, setting spray. There we go. You heard it. I spritzed. Oh, I'm just going to pack there. At least wetting it does seem to help a little bit. But you get through those shimmers really quickly because it takes a lot to pack it onto your eyes. But they're not my favourite shimmer, like foiling formula. They're not, I don't know, I don't like it very much. In general, I really wasn't happy with the neon formula, and then because I got all three, because I have no self-control. I really wasn't happy with it at all. And you know I love a green palette. This had potential to be really interesting. A, didn't end up being a green, when there's only like one row of green. And B, I mean, I don't know what it is that they did with the formula. It's not great. It really isn't. See, that shimmer is coming off as being exactly the same as the matte, so I'm not getting any sort of depth to the look, which is driving me a smidge insane. So I'm going in with the same shadow brush into that colour there. So we'll see if that will help me put it on the other corner. Again, trying to get it to come off. It's an interesting kind of dual chrome. It's like a bluey purple. A blurple, if you will. Brush. It's so weird. Yeah, look. Not turning up. Not turning up. I'm gonna have to change my palette ranking order because this is just so bad. I think this should be number 1 rather than number 2. I was overly generous. Oh god. Look at it. That's so bad. Ugh. I have to go to work like this. Just stamp it on. But there's not a lot I can do with that, you know? It's not great. So I'm going to go in with this Morphe M535 brush and just try and, I don't know, blend it a bit or something? I don't know. Who knows? Brush B. No, this is not happening on. This is horrific. If I could, I would probably start all over again with work. Yeah, I know, I'm going to work like this. And normally, I don't mind going to work with brush eyeshadow, but this does so badly. It's so, infuriatingly bad. So bad. Why are you so bad? The worst thing is I can't pick up anything with this brush on it because it's such a weird formula. And there's just chunks of it that are staying in weird places. There. That's a bit better, I think. But that's as good as I can get it. So now what is it I'm going to do? I'm going to go in, terrible kick up. I'm going to go in with this shade here, the middle one, and I'm just going to pick it up on my finger. Like that, like it's so gross and weird and dusty. Oh, I'm just trying to get it up. Oh, why are you so poor? I'm gonna. I'm putting it in the inner corner. Okay, that is and it doesn't show up very well. I just end up soaking up the rest of the night. That's exactly what I wanted, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, tell you what, I do not like this. In case you can't tell. Everywhere. I'm taking this matte brush. It's the 221 SE, so it came as part of a set. I'm just going to see, can I disperse that a little bit, just to make it a little bit less shocking. Oh god, nightmare palette. Should have allocated more time to use this, just to try and make it work. That's a bit better. Okay friends, that will have to do. I am going to finish off the rest of my look and I'll be back in a minute. And this is the finished look once I've put all of my makeup on. You can see it looks actually fairly okay-ish. Is it worth the exorbitant price tag to go with it? I don't think so. I think you can get shadows that are of better quality and of similar hues, so A and B, from the likes of Sydney Grace, from the likes of Nixie Beauty, Touch of Glam, Colourpop. So do not waste your money. Do not do what I did. Do not get this palette. You can get something better out there for much cheaper. So keep watching if you want to see look number 1 using palette number 1. We are now on to palette number 1, which is the LA Splash Classic Horror Palette. The packaging is really cute. Then we open it and again, that's the outside, and we see it's an all colourful palette. So I'm going to try and see what it is that I can make out of this. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going into the shade Voodoo, and I'm using my Sigma blending E44 brush. I think my problem with this before was that it wasn't very pigmented, so let's see. I've primed the eyes, so pack that on just to give the general line of what I want. So I'm now taking the shade Curse, which is this one here. I'm going to pack that on top. I know, mentioned the wrong colour. Oh, it takes a lot for the colours to actually turn up in the eyes, so we'll see. Oh, and then as I say that, this colour is like, actually, no. And that's unusual because blues are very difficult to formulate. And they come off as quite patchy, but apparently not this one, so well done. That's actually performing pretty well. I'm going to go back into the shade Voodoo, which is that purple. It's really hard to get that to show up as being a purple. Again with the E44. I'm just going to pack it. It just isn't as vibrant as that blue. And I'm really swirling in that pan to try and get something. I'm actually quite happy with that so far. I'm going to use again the E44 and I'm going into the shade Lights Out, which is a black. I think this one is quite pigmented, so I don't have to pack it on quite as much. Yeah, it seems to show up pretty well. I'm just kind of packing it. So again, I'm going to go into that shade Voodoo and pack it on. Again, same brush, because I'm lazy. Can't be bothered trying to find another one. Pack it on top, really pack it. Like I am packing on shades, or packing on the colour. I'm now going to go back into the shade Curse, which is that blue. Same brush again. You know I'm lazy. I'm packing that on top and just swirling it. This is where it might all go quite horribly wrong. In which case, pray for me. Ooh. I'm not very good at this, but we'll try, we're in this together. So I'm going to take my NARS concealer, and because I've run out of the NYX space, which I'm very delighted with, and I'm taking a Real Techniques brush. There's no code on it, but it was part of their old metals thing. It's like a little liner. And, well, actually, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. This is, oh god, I'm very frightened. I'm going to try and do a cut crease. Famous last words. I'm just putting it on the bottom. And running my eye around just to see where it's hitting. Yeah, so you see, I can see there that that's potentially where the lid is hitting. I'm going to say it, I'm quite happy with that. I am using now a Real Techniques brush that came as part of a set. It's very small, very flat, allow me to get that kind of precision, I'm hoping. And I'm going into the shade Zombie, which shouldn't make me laugh, but it does, so, you know, don't judge me. Oh god, this is all going to go horribly wrong. I'm going to use the E55 eye shading brush by Sigma, then going into the same shade, Zombie. I am going to get a taper blending brush, so the E40, and I'm going in with the shade Voodoo again, so it's that purple. And just packing it there. So I am now going to take an Urban Decay heavy metal glitter eyeliner in Confident Shadow, true look, such is life, in the shade Spandex. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, and this is where it all goes wrong. Hope you can see. I think that gives it a little something something. So you know the general drill. I'm going to go now and finish off the rest of my face, and I'll come back and we will judge this together. Hello friends, I am back. So I have attempted to style my hair, but my fringe isn't sitting in the way that I want it, but we can't always get what we want. I've done the rest of my face. This is what the eyes look like now. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see it a bit better. So you can see them there. I think it's looking pretty okay. Is it necessarily work appropriate? Who can really tell? I like it. So keep on watching if you want to see me talk about the 5 palettes and what I think of them now. Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? So keep watching if that's something that you're interested in. Hello friends, excuse me for the generally tired expression. I am back from work. So I'm after doing obviously like 8:30 till 5ish, so it's 5:30 now. I figured we would go through the palettes quickly again and just say what I think about them. So I'll start off with what I put down as palette number 5. So I had said that I put Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics as number 5. I would actually rank it a little bit higher. It's, again, if you know me, not really my sort of colour story. It's neutral, but what I will say is the quality is really good, and I got loads of compliments when I was wearing this, and they blended really well. Performance was good, and I mean I quite like having, you know, a bank of mattes to go to. That's handy, so that was good. On the other hand, then I had as number 4 Too Faced and their Love palette, and actually one of the issues here was where Urban Decay had all of their mattes, Too Faced had essentially no mattes, none. I ended up using this quad in here, and the look came out pretty good, but I would have liked, like there were, like this shade, it looked like it was going to be a matte, but actually there was like little bits of shimmer in it, which is still coming off. It's a nice palette, and actually I think, again, I think I was probably being a little bit mean, but I do have a lot of palettes and something has to be in the bottom 5. But yeah, I don't think it's bad, but I would have liked more mattes in it. As number 3, I actually need to revise this. I put this in as number 3. It's the Urban Decay Distortion palette. And again, this is all essentially shimmers, toppers, and there's one matte, and that's a black. But I really enjoyed the look that I got from this. I think again, if there had been some mattes in there, it would have been better. I made a really nice like blue, purple, green look with it, because that's the tones I'm going for these days. And I really enjoyed it. It came out really well. So I don't think it's as bad as being number 3. I think it was actually pretty good. Number 2, definitely need to revise this. This is the Huda Neon Green. I strongly dislike this. It actually makes me angry. Out of 9 shades, there are 3 mattes. And the shimmers are impossible to pick up unless you're using your finger. Like even I use like a flat shader brush, and that was really difficult. I really had to, I don't know if you can see, gouge into this one here. You'd swear I used this a lot, but I really didn't. And you can again see like a big gouge in this one. I do not think this is worth the money. I think if it was £8 instead of £28, then maybe, but I mean, I got it to kind of work in the end, but it was way more work than it was worth. I do not like this, so if you are on the fence about whether or not to buy this, don't get it. Run away, run fast, run far. There is something better out there for you. I know it. I have put down, this is the palette that I put down as number 1 in terms of my least favourite. This is the LA Splash Classic Horror, and again I think I actually need to revise this because it was a lot better than I remember it. My main quibble about this, and I'm actually wearing it right now, is that not all of the shades are consistently pigmented. There are some that pack a really good punch, and then others that are more just whimpering over the finishing line. One of the ones that stands out to me in that case was the purple shade. I think it was called Voodoo. Let me check. Yeah, I really struggled getting the pigment off that. But do you know what? Not bad. It's a colourful palette. It was 20 something pounds, and actually, you know, I think I was being unnecessarily unkind. So that essentially is what I think. That's me revisiting the palettes that I have. Let me know if you want me to revisit my top 5, just to see what I can do with that. And yeah, as per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.